He has been trying to tell you something, but because you've gone so used to brushing it off and just, you know, ignoring those signs, maybe you're even saying, I'll do it later, after this, after that, after the vacation, things that, sound fun, that you're not really hearing yourself anymore. And you're just doing all the things. But the truth is, the body will never lie. I don't know. There's a book called The Body Keeps the Score. It's a very powerful book. It's around trauma and all. I'm not saying, that's the case here, but I just wanted to mention that the body will never lie. And it's a good book, even just to explore, even if there's been no trauma. Because the truth is, what you don't deal with in your head doesn't disappear. I'll say it again. So if you hear nothing else, hear this. If you don't deal with the things that are going on in your head, they will move through your body and your body will feel them. They don't disappear just because eventually you're able to stop hearing yourself or listening to yourself. It will show up in your body, it will show up in the way you sound, in your voice. If you don't start noticing that, it will cost you in much more in many more ways than you planned for. Excuse me. So I want to walk you through 5 signs that show you how you've been ignoring yourself for a long time. And they're not rare signs. They're not even signs that would really command as much attention as they really need. I'd say they're more subtle and discreet, but they're there and they're signs nonetheless. And they're the ways that your body and your voice are trying to get your attention, even when, or especially when, I might add, you don't want to give it willingly. So basically, you're going to hear the signs whether you like it or not. And it's probably better to hear them willingly than unwillingly when your body is really, really in that reactive mode, carrying all of it. So, sign number one is you're tired even when you technically should not be. And this could look like after maybe 7, 8 hours. For me, it's 7 hours is like the sweet spot, right? So I've never had a night's rest where I've had 7 hours and not felt like a whole new woman, like a million bucks. So imagine that after that, because I've recognized that that's exactly how much my body needs for me to function optimally. So after 7 hours, I wake up and I'm still tired. That's a sign. I don't know what it is for you, but if after you've had a period of rest where ordinarily you would wake up refreshed and ready to go and you don't, that's your sign. Sign number one. Because tiredness at the end of the day is not about rest, it's about how much you're holding in. And the more you hold in, the the less likely you are to feel rested, even if you were to double the amount of hours. I mean, not that you would, but if you could, rather, not that you could, because I can't imagine sleep. You you get 6 hours and you're not rested. 12 hours is what you do. But my point is that there will be a point where it's not about. You will recognize that it's not even about adding more hours to your night's rest. It's really about what is going on to cause you to sleep for 6, 7, 8 hours, whatever that number is for you. Mine is 7, and still wake up and feel like you walked from here to somewhere, right? So your body never fully lets go. And that's your first sign, right? I just want to make sure I have my notes. Can't find them. All right. Sign number two is that your body stays tight no matter what you do. Shoulders like this. Even when you drop them unconsciously, they're back up. Jaws are clenched, balled up fists. Even when you're relaxed, you find yourself clenching, stretching, massaging, telling yourself you're fine, doing all those things, but as soon as they're done, the tightness comes back, the tense feeling comes back. That's a sign that there's something going on, okay? Because it's not just physical. Physical may dissipate for a while, and typically it doesn't, because again, remember the body holds a score. The body feels everything and shows you that it's feeling everything. So that's your second sign. It's showing you that you just internalized, you just pushed it down, or you didn't even acknowledge it, and you just sort of wanted to override, ignore, disregard, and just keep going. Your body is carrying what you won't let your voice share or articulate or speak. Sign number three, you struggle to speak when it actually matters. When it's time for you to articulate, speak up, let your point of view be known, let your desires be known, nothing happens. So you know what to say. Some of us even practice what to say. But then when the moment to say, to share, to be honest and vulnerable and really just say what you mean what you say, embody that, you soften, you freeze. I was going to say freeze and soften. You climb up. So you either don't say anything or you say something else that was not really what you wanted to say. Or even if you were to say it, you take out the real essence of what you're saying so that it's not really what you want to say. Maybe it has elements of what you wanted to say, but it's been diluted. So it's almost like you're not saying it. And that comes because of the conditioning we've experienced societally, culturally, religiously, even for some of us, politically. I'm going to go there a little bit to just hold in and keep the things that we truly want to say in or to dilute them so that they don't offend anyone. I will say this, the day that we stop caring about what people think about us, what they say about us, is the day that you experience true freedom. Until that happens, you're not truly free because you've allowed or you're allowing somebody's voice, somebody's opinion, somebody's beliefs, feelings about you to navigate how you're showing up or to control how you show up. So true freedom comes when you truly, truly do not let it affect you. And the only way you can do that is not to care about it. And it doesn't mean you go around and say, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. If you didn't care, you wouldn't say you didn't care. You just wouldn't care. So that's sign number two or sign number three. When you're at the cusp or the point of being true, saying what you mean and you don't, or you dilute it, or you say something else. Sign number four. Hope you're writing this down, or you can watch it again. You are starting to not feel like yourself again, or feel like you anymore. And what does that mean? You feel yourself drifting away from the things that made you light up, the things that made you feel excited. You're saying things, you're doing things, you're being in places that are not really resonant with you, are not don't align with you, don't fit in with you. Feel divergent, feel incongruent. You're starting to wonder like, why am I here? Who are these people? I mean, you know them, but you know there's an underlying feeling of, okay, what's happening here? Why am I waking up feeling differently? What's going on? That's sign number four. When this sign shows up, you're not living and doing things that you're supposed to do. You're still functional. In fact, when all the signs show, but there's been a shift that is sometimes subtle, sometimes not so subtle. More cases subtle than not because you're still carrying on with life and doing all the things that you do to keep life going. But there's a feeling of something being muted, like a layer that's not allowing you to be or feel the way that you used to feel and be. And sometimes it's you not even being able to recall when you truly did something for yourself or had a moment where you felt like, wow, you felt a spark, a joy about life, about what was going on, where you weren't just doing things, where you were actually being yourself. So that's sign number four. And that happens again when you ignore yourself so long, so deeply, that you start living from the role that you're playing rather than the person that you are, who you be. It could be the role of a high performer, a role of a mother, a role of a wife, role of a sister, role of when that's where you're living from. This is typically what happens. You don't feel like yourself anymore. And you may not be able to articulate it, but this is likely what's happening. Drum roll. Dun, 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 dun. Sign number five. Your body starts acting up without a clear reason. So I used to work with, well, I know someone who they were real, almost always had weird things going on. And for a while, we would try to figure out what had happened, maybe to cause this to happen. But then he or she, person who will not be named, would list things that everyone else would do: going to bed early, eating well, exercising. Nothing on the outward looked like they should be feeling this thing or feeling this way or having this pain or this sensation going on. And so it remained like a mystery of sorts, and it would go, and then something interestingly weird would happen again, and this carried on for years and years until finally they figured out what's going on. But this is what I mean, right? Your body starts acting with clear reason. You suddenly have a pain somewhere that came out of nowhere and for no should be there because shouldn't be there because there's no reason for it to be there. And this could look like going to the doctor if it's that serious, or even just if you're someone who's just really attentive to your body, right? And there's nothing that can be named. There's no logical reason why, or medical reason even, why this should be happening, and it just keeps going on and it's manifesting in different things, and there's just like headaches that don't go away forever with all the medication, sleep, darkness, all the things, right, that ordinarily would take care of it. Digestive issues that go on and on and on, go come back, they just can't quite be treated or be mitigated. It's just this ongoing, recurring thing, you know, chronic aches that come out of nowhere for no reason, where you're at the peak of your health, right? Where everything is going on and all the medical attention is not able to say this is why. There's no reason. It can't even say anything. And you continue to go from specialist to specialist, get checked out, nothing is happening. So you get my point. But you know that something isn't right because this is not how you're supposed to be. We're supposed to live disease free with ease, right? So that's your body doing the talking. And that's what happens when you override, disregard, ignore, neglect who you are. These are the five signs. When your feelings don't get acknowledged, they don't disappear. Remember that. When you don't acknowledge feelings, whatever they may be, when you ignore them, they are still there. And they show up in your body because all they do is they get rerouted to the body. So, if any part of this resonated, I just want to say that there's nothing wrong with you. Okay. It just means that you have adapted for so long. You have learned how to keep going despite all the external signs that your body has been trying to get your attention with. But what worked before is starting to cost you much more than it's giving you. And that's what I want to point out. That's the purpose of this video. So if any of these five signs or similar, pay attention. That's where the conversation with your body will begin. Like, what is going on? Or with yourself will begin. Because the body is telling you, hey, 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 listen, pay attention to me. Pay attention to what's happening here, you know? And if you'd like to figure out what's going on, I'm offering 10 free 45-minute clarity calls. We'll unpack, unpack, we'll walk through what is causing you to ignore what is going on. And you live with at least one micro actionable step that will set you on the right path to not ignoring, not disregarding, not overriding, but instead openly acknowledging, inviting, embracing it so that you can close that gap and so that your life truly starts to feel like yours again. Okay? So if you're interested in this, comment, call, and I'll send you the link and we'll make it happen. I'll see you in the next.